If you've ever had musicians yelling, "I can't hear myself," in the studio, this is how you fix it for good. Let me show you how we wire studios for an amazing hearback system so that you never have to deal with musicians not being able to hear themselves or dealing with cables all over the floor or any number of issues that can come with having an outdated and improperly stalled hearback system. All right, let's dive in. All right, so there's two different systems that we recommend when it comes to your foldback system or hearback system. There's a lot of names for it, but basically hearing the information in your headphones is what we want to know how to do in a studio. And this is the higher end model, as you can see, $2,760. However, this has really become one of the more common ones I hear about here in Nashville, just because the level of quality here is so high for the musicianship in the studios. So what's nice about this system that I like is that it's built ruggedly. It's built with good materials, and it's really simple. You just have 6 or 8 volume knobs there, plus an overall volume down there to create your own mix. It's really wouldn't require any teaching or anything like that for a musician to come in the studio and know how to use this thing. You get the rugged design here. And the most important thing that I want to talk about in this video is simply how audio is transmitted, which is through the Ethernet cables. I made another video recently that you guys can check out on the channel all about how to wire your studio using Ethernet. So I recommend a Cat 6A cable that's shielded, going from these right here through your walls, through and out the other end to the actual module right here, which is then plugged in through, you can see these mixer outputs right here. So you get a bunch of these different mixer outputs. Very simple design, very clean and lean. Shows you all 8 channels right there. You could do like a drum bus and guitars and whatever you want, bass, singer, vocals, whatever. So pretty powerful little unit there. Again, hefty price tag. The other option that we recommend is the Behringer PowerPlay. This comes with 2 different things. You buy the modules separately at $209 a piece here. And you can see it's much more like fancy and technical. Like you'd probably have to read the manual on how to use this thing. There's a lot of different things here, but you get up to 16 different channels. And same sort of idea. You've got your Ethernet cable going in, line outs, phones, just a little bit maybe going on here with the Behringer. Honestly, in my opinion, for the money, this might be a good way to go if you're on a budget and you want to save some money. Again, until you can hear the 2 systems, you might notice too that the Hear Technologies is just going to have higher quality headphone amplifiers. This is a big thing. If you've never experienced a high quality headphone amplifier, it is definitely a game changer in terms of the quality of the audio. So if that gives you a better performance, a lot of people might say it's worth the price. It's just something you'll have to decide for yourself. Then you have to buy this guy, which is the PowerPlay interface, really, the input module. And again, you've got the 6 channels here of Ethernet that would each go to those headphone PowerPlays right here. So you can get, and you can daisy chain them and get more if you need. And then again, here's kind of what it looks like there on the Sweetwater website. So, and then you can plug in 1/4-inch TRS balanced or unbalanced inputs on the back here as well for getting your mixes to your computers. Look how it looks like it's being done there. So yeah, this is kind of the main idea. And when we design studios, what we're mainly thinking about is how do we wire this through the wall? So I wanted to show you guys how that looks in 2 different sets of plans here, so you can sort of see what we do at Soundproof Your Studio. All right, so this is one of our clients that I showed in another video recently, but you can see here that the red line here represents the hearback system that we put in this studio. So we did not use the PowerPlay. The client didn't want it, which is totally fine. And so we just said that, hey, we're gonna have 3 gang Ethernet outlets for headphones. So the 3 gang outlet behind the desk right here is gonna be for 3 different sets of headphone racks. So for the ISO booth in here, they'll be able to have a hearback system for whoever's recording in the ISO booth. Another one we wanted to place for the drummer, who's technically going to be around over here. And then they're going to have a grand piano right here. So I wanted to put in another hearback system here. And all of these will be then connected back to the main port right here. Run these through the walls. We just, for clarity, we just trying to draw out like an electrical diagram. But essentially each one of those is going to be run back to the main point there. Let me show you another diagram just to get another idea. Here we have another set of plans that is a control room and a live room. So another sort of more complex studio setup. We've got the Ethernet port. I'm going to go up here a little bit. And we can see all the different things here. So we've got the 6-gang headphone ports, C, and then I'll show you this detail in a second here. And this is going to be pulling from all the different rooms here. So notice that we have the 1-gang Ethernet port for the P16HQ headphones jack. So we're specifying, and then jack 2. We're specifying exactly which jack is going to go to which position on this Ethernet port, and this is important for wiring. There's a lot of ways you could do this. For more complex runs like this, we decided to do it this way, but you can see that we've placed these headphone jacks around the room for the different musicians that are going to be using it. We even put one down low in the back of the room here, so that we have the headphone jack right here next to our wall cat as well. And then right here, you can see that we've actually diagrammed out which room. So live room, drum room is going to have the headphone jack there, drum room 3 here, and here, and here. And this is really great so that when they're wiring up it, we know exactly which Ethernet port is going to which drum booth, or this drummer, or this live room over here. And then we also have the 1-gang Ethernet port for the headphone jack as well. Okay, so we can see the 6-gang Ethernet port here, and each one of these is delineating which headphone jack we're going to use. So we wrote down jack 1, jack 2, jack 3, and it shows where it should be located, so that when you plug everything at the end of the day, it's all been well thought out and wired correctly, so there's no hiccups. You know, once you run these things through the wall, it's a little bit more difficult to pull new wires through the walls. So this is the way I really like to do it on more complex jobs like this. And lastly, you can see we've got the power play unit in the plans here, which just kind of shows exactly what unit we've designed for this space. Again, with Ethernet, what's cool is that it's interchangeable. If they wanted to use the hearback system, let's say they didn't like this and they returned it, it's all the same on our end, because we're just on the studio build side, we're just trying to recommend what goes in the walls and how to wire everything up. At the end of the day, you know, studios change all the time over time, so what's in the studio can change, but the walls tend to not change. So we make sure we do that right at the beginning. All right, I hope this was helpful in understanding a new modern approach to how we like to do headphones, foldback systems, or hearback systems. There's so many names for how this is talked about in the literature and in studio culture. But ultimately, it all comes down to running Ethernet wiring Cat6a shielded cable through your walls and diagramming it out specifically so you know exactly where you want to place everything, so you have headphone mixes for your clients or for yourself. And ideally, you don't have to run it across the floor and it's really ugly and, you know, cumbersome to have to deal with that. So that is why I wanted to share this video with you all, because these are topics that I think get left to the wayside when people are designing their home recording studios, and I just want to bring that to the forefront. So my name is Wilson Harwood. I'm a studio designer and acoustician based in Nashville. I design studios full-time, professionally, give you guys full construction plans. If that's something you're interested in, then you can always reach out for a Soundproof clarity call, and it's a 30-minute call where I get to know you, understand your project, and I can see if we're a good fit working together. To do that, just go to soundproofyourstudio.com/step1, or you can go to soundproofyourstudio.com and click on the I want some construction plans button. And if you're not quite there yet, if you're still feeling like DIY or you want to learn some more information, I totally get it. This is a long process for many people of deciding where they are along the spectrum of DIY versus done for you. And if you just want to learn some more, I have my free soundproofing workshop. It is excellent at just giving you a start to finish rundown, so you don't have to watch endless YouTube videos of how to soundproof your home recording studio. To watch that, just go to soundproofyourstudio.com/workshop and you can watch it right away. Again, I'm Wilson. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you so much, and hope that you're learning a ton from this channel. You can always catch more videos every Monday. We release a new video no matter what. So tune in, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you all next week with more information on soundproofing and room acoustics.